Hello Internet, day 307 of my vlog 365 challenge. This is Thursday's vlog, which was election day, and I went and then we're going to talk about what happened next, because it is all election related. By the way, I'm doing this Friday morning. It's gloriously sunny. But anyway, so I went and voted. It took me 2 attempts because I got back and I hadn't got my postal vote in time to be able to send it off. So I thought I'll just go in, and I did know this in the back of my head, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me. But when I got there, they said I couldn't vote in the actual polling booth because I was down as a postal vote, which is good actually, because I assume that's a way of protecting voter fraud, so you can't vote twice easily. But they did say obviously that I could hand it in to them, so I had to come back here, fill the postal vote in, and then drive. Luckily, I mean, the polling station was like 5 minutes away, so luckily I could do that. So I voted, and then cracked on with the rest of the day. And then bang on 10 o'clock, the exit polls. And I really like the BBC exit polls. Everyone's like, oh, but polling doesn't mean anything. No, normal polls don't mean anything. The polls in the run-up are very small samples. Most polls are normally only 2,000-3,000, I think. And more importantly, they tend to poll, I think, landlines. I think now they're starting to poll in other directions, but obviously landlines, my generation, I mean, I've not really owned a landline in 10 years, so there's no way they'd be able to ever poll me via that means. And like my phone, my mobile phone and stuff are all off these, they're all registered as, not for marketing and that sort of stuff. So normal polls you struggle with, which is why you end up with like the poll of polls, and you have to put them all together and try and that sort of stuff. But the exit polls, I think yesterday's exit polls was based on something like 30,000 people, and I think it's the University of Glasgow, and that really, I can't think what his name is, the professor, whatever, and they were predicting a Tory minority, no overall majority government. I think they were predicting 314, I think, for the Tories, and I think they're on 318, maybe 319 at the time now. I think there's still a couple of areas left to declare. I did what I said I was going to do. I went on Facebook Live for about 10-15 minutes, I think I did, and had some interactions. Really enjoyed it, actually, to the point that in hindsight, I wish I had maybe put a panel of people together. Andrew Daly suggested, I could have done it via Google Hangout or Skype, and then streamed that onto Facebook. And in hindsight, I wish I had maybe put a panel of a few people together and run our own, the People's Alternative election coverage through the night or something like that. And I sort of wish I'd done that, actually, because I did really enjoy it. And it certainly made me think that I do really enjoy broadcasting quite a lot. And because I have enjoyed these vlogs slightly, but we'll see. Anyway, But yeah, it's a brave new world out there. Tories got the most seats. Lib Dems gained, lost some, or didn't recapture some, which I hope they did. I mean, I was sort of hoping Bob Russell in Colchester would get his seat back. And I don't know why Labour, which haven't got anywhere close in over 30 years, gave it a good old go. I really wish they'd sort of thrown their weight behind Bob, or that the Lib Dems had maybe put up a different candidate in Colchester. In Cambridge, Labour, I think it's Daniel Zoltzner, I think his name is, he managed to put a decent margin on, which is a shame, because Julia Hibbert, who was the Lib Dem, is a really good guy, actually, and he obviously was restanding, or not restanding, he was standing to take it back off of Labour and didn't get it, which is a bit of a shame. SNP lost seats, so hopefully that's the end of Indie Ref 2, we can but hope. More importantly, UKIP just decimated. UKIP vote decimated, and then a lot of people are talking about the inadequacies in our voting system. So the SNP just had over half a million, and ended up with 20. I want to say 26 seats. Could be wrong. Could be 24, I think. And yet the Green Party had just under 500,000 votes, and they got 1 seat. And so you have to look at some of these inadequacies. Although obviously there is a big difference between a national vote and a nation vote and a national vote. But anyway, that'll be it for now. It'll be really interesting to see how the next few days and weeks happen. I'll give you my thoughts as I go. It was a longer vlog, and I do apologise, but hopefully you're having a lovely day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.